This guy's called the Standing Street. Real stand-up kind of guys.
Hey, Ray Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret, and you're watching Putting You Over.
Hey everybody, how's it going? What's going on? Welcome to Putting You Over on a timeless night tonight. We're live a little bit early, about 15 minutes, 10 minutes early. I'm going to open the Zoom up. And then at 10 o'clock, the MLW Tag Team Champions, Marshall and Ross Von Erich will join us for a few. Over is actually the correct way according to the patent request. Only you, Bob, would look up the patent request on toilet paper to find out if it needs to be over or under. There they are. Oh, wrong button. This button.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Oh, how are you guys?
We're doing okay. Trying to get situated a little bit. Here we go.
It didn't
Let's-
switch.
There we go.
No, the camera didn't switch. You guys are now. How
we
would you
sideways?
Say that? Yeah. How would you say that, Vanessa? They're sideways.
Okay, here.
Okay. Let's figure. We'll just do it straight up. That's cool. How's that?
Yep, that'll work.
A little better.
Yeah, it's better. It's all good.
Cool.
I like your shirt, man.
Thank you. It's not one of the original old school Savage ones. It's a Pro Wrestling Tees one, I'm sure, probably. But
Still
yeah.
sick though.
But still sick.
It's the wrestler you stand for that's sick.
That's
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. How are you boys tonight? What time is it over there?
Pretty good. It's midday for us. So
Yeah. Just doing our normal daily routine right now. Just going throughout our day pretty much. But
I was actually in the
good.
middle of mowing and then stopped a little bit. Say what's up to you. See how things are going.
Yeah, things are going fine. I'm lucky because for some reason my wife wants to do all of the lawn mowing. Like she wants to ride the lawnmower and ride. I don't have to do anything. I get my kids to do the trim, and I just don't do it. And my wife.
You know how to live.
Dude, that's the name of the game right there.
I try.
You figured it out.
My brother said I lost my.
too.
That's
You cut the grass. Oh wow. Man, that's awesome.
My brother says I lost
had
my
wife
man card.
Mow one time, or she mowed a couple times, but yeah, if weed eating, I guess, hurts her shin, so she makes me do it.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't. If my wife gets out there and starts pulling up the weeds, like I don't know why we're talking about this, but so we'll be going somewhere. We'll be getting ready to go somewhere, and we'll be walking out to the car, and she'll just stop and start picking the weeds, and it just like derails everything. And I'm like, hell, what are you doing? But
that's
man.
a gift. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I need. Our wives need to hang out.
Yeah, it makes us feel like we need to be doing more.
I don't know. I think things are reversed here in our house. Like I do I do I do a lot. So I think that's why my wife will Plus, my wife, I don't know.
Yeah,
You
She,
get the score.
good balance.
Yeah,
It is a
good
good
team,
balance.
tag team.
she always wanted a riding lawnmower. She got one, and now I guess that works out for me.
Yeah.
But
Win-win.
you guys said you're in Hawaii, right? You guys are you're training down there, which I think is unique because, or staying sharp. And I think it's unique because you guys don't have a ring. Like you're training with cliffs and rocks and beaches and
Yep.
right? Isn't that so? You got Filthy Tom Lawler who's in his garage, training.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not too fond of you guys right now, but
No,
Yeah, and
definitely.
it's mutual for sure.
yeah, yeah. And we'll go back to a little bit of the past. You guys start in a little bit, but MLW, just had some news past couple days today even as well. You guys got the restart coming on the 12th. How pumped are you guys for that?
Oh man, we couldn't be more excited. It just feels like it's been forever. I don't know how many months it's been, but it feels like it's been over a year. We're just so happy to get back in the ring. Like you said, we've been training on the beach, lifting lifting weights, lifting rocks, just trying to stay sharp best we can. But man, nothing compares to getting in there with some competition, some different competition.
We're trying to make the most of the situation that we're in. Since we do have cliffs, it's good to have that adrenaline rush feeling, because it's kind of that wrestling match vibe. And so yeah, we go jump off high stuff. It gets that adrenaline where it needs to be, I think, because when it's a foreign thing, then you're more free to take chances but if you're jumping off high stuff all the time, it almost feels like, okay, it's natural.
Trying to be comfortable on the edge. So
I don't.
that's where we like to live.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I think it was you, Ross. I saw you jump off a cliff. I think your dad might have tweeted it or something. I was
that's
like,
him.
good God, oh man, I couldn't do that. I could not. But you mentioned something there. You mentioned chances. You guys live by a little motto, a chance a day, right? What does that mean?
Oh yeah, you heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it take a chance a day. My dad and his brothers used to do it, whether it was like climbing a tower or that's what they used to do. They would be going like in the middle of Oklahoma, middle of a town, and climb a tall tower. They call it take a chance a day. Jump off something high, scuba dive at nighttime, something.
Just try to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, kind of push yourself a little bit, like just once a day, and if we feel like if we're doing that, we're progressing, and we're getting to where we need to be.
We got really weird standards. Yeah.
I was gonna say like what are some of the most unique ways you guys train and stay sharp in Hawaii? You guys don't even have a ring, right?
No, we don't have a ring. I mean,
We got the beach.
Yeah, we go to the beach, and like I said, we jump off cliffs. There's rivers here. For cardio, we'll run up that. We have a mountain in our yard. It's not in our yard, but it's behind our yard, and we'll go run up that for cardio. We go hunting a lot. It's just a really active outdoorsy lifestyle that we use it. We just try to use it for an advantage in wrestling, because not having a ring is hard, because anytime we've had a ring, access to a ring, it's been awesome to be able to bounce off the ropes. What you're feeling then is what you're going to feel when you're in the ring, and it's it does make it a little more difficult. That's why we try to be creative. We'll find 2 trees that are close, tie 3 sets of ropes on them, so we got ropes so we can bounce against the ropes. We look crazy though to like tourists and people that are on the island. We're sitting there giving each other flying hurricane ranas and power bombs and into the water and stuff. It's like 2 big little kids.
Yeah, I know. Not much change since we were kids.
I was just gonna say, was there a lot of that growing up?
Oh, a ton of it.
Oh, that's all we did. I mean, I'm surprised we weren't one of those, horror stories of a big brother power bombing his little brother onto the floor or whatever.
I always had to try stuff first. He would do it on me. I want to try this move on you, and then I would, if it was too aggressive or too whatever, I'd run home. I'd run inside crying and tell Dad.
Yeah.
Then Dad,
off the house onto the trampoline kind of thing.
There was a lot of gruesome injuries as kids, more so than now. Yeah.
Yeah. I got that same feeling, probably to a lesser extent though. But I have 2 younger brothers. They're both twins, and we used to wrestle all the time. That's what kids do, especially wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And I would try moves on them all the time. and I
You
just
test them, yeah.
it was I tried
Well,
DD.
they'll probably thank you for it now.
Yeah, I'm sure. But literally were just talking about that before you guys came on. One of the reasons I fell in love with the Von Erichs back when I was a kid was because I love the fact that the claw was the finisher, and the claw's an easy move to do, and it was so over, and it was sold so well that as a kid, as a fan, wrestling with my brothers, I felt I was relatable because I could put my finisher, the claw, on my brothers
Yeah.
and put them out. I didn't need to know anything. I just had to.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was so over. It was great. So
That really is. I was talking to my dad about that the other day, and like I really do love the finish because you can be creative with it too and do claw slams, and there's probably submissions you can do with it. But it's just I'm so my grandfather, he had this crazy big hands, and his fingers were all broken, so it looked all crazy. But it was like a perfect move for him because his hands were so big, and you know, my dad said because that was in the family, that was almost the gimmick. It almost became real because we always do upside down push-ups on our fingertips. We're doing weird hand workouts, working on the farm. You kind of you just get farmer strength in your knuckles and your fingers and stuff.
Yeah, we got legitly strong grips. Like a lot of it is just from doing these workouts and stuff, these upside down push-ups and stuff. But you know, like my dad said, you know, doing the claw every night, you know, it really does get strong. You know, and you feel the power sometimes, you know, and the guys kind of complain a little bit.
But if you ever do it to somebody, like you did it to your brother or whatever, it really, I mean, if some guys have like the perfect head for it, like we wrestled a few guys that are like made, like their head is made to get squeezed. I don't know, like it caves into the right spot, fits your fingers, but
it's got
like,
the finger holes.
Yeah, it's like a bowling ball, and you can just squeeze. But it's crazy. It's crazy that there's so much strength in that hand.
Who I have to ask, who has the best head for the claw?
Oh, okay. I know. I have the answer for that. Wait a second. There's a few guys that I was like, oh my gosh. Some guys have a horrible head for it. I wrestled a guy in Missouri. His head was way too round. I can't remember his name, but it was way too round, and my hand was like just basically wide open on his head. It was so big. But okay, there's a few guys that have great heads.
Ricky Marvin, he's got a great head for it. He's a friend of ours, a luchador. I just remember right when I put the claw on him this one time in Japan, I was like, yeah, this just feels right. It feels like just putting on a glove that fits perfectly. It's hard to explain. Yeah. But when you get the feeling, you know it.
I clawed him one time.
Yeah, he's a good one for sure.
There's a lot of Japanese wrestlers we've wrestled, but as far as MLW, I haven't got a chance to claw Tom yet. Have you? Yeah. You did, didn't you? His head looks like it's made for clawing.
It's got divots all in it, man. It's all dented up. It's perfect.
We've had like 15, 30-minute long conversations, and I've heard nothing because I was just looking at his head. Like, man, that would feel so good just to squeeze.
Yeah. He shaved his head, so it'd probably be much easier now. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, shake his head.
Sure.
You guys were excelled in athletics, football, and track. But what was that aha moment where you guys said to yourselves, well, I want to be a wrestler now? And what was your dad's initial reaction?
Well, I think it first started out, you know, with football. I mean, we've used this expression before, but we've said we were like the Happy Gilmore of our football team or hockey team, whatever, you know, team we're at. Just like we're the most aggressive, gung-ho guy on the team, like, yes, coach guy. But just not that good, you know. The athletics were there, like I could throw pretty far, I could do a lot of things pretty good, but there was no sport I could find where I could bring it all together and make it all line up until wrestling. You know, like we can jump high, we can do some athletic stuff. You know, we're decently strong.
We had all these weird qualities that were like they were good, but like they didn't match into a sport. Like maybe rugby would have been good,
maybe
or something. Yeah. But it was just we couldn't really find our place. And then when we started wrestling, the moves started coming like easy. At first, it was a foreign thing. But when we went to Japan and they pounded the fundamentals in us, moves started becoming like really comfortable, and we were picking up things a lot faster than the other young boys. And that's what they call the younger Japanese wrestlers coming in. And so that's when I started to notice that that hey, this might be for us. But then, you know, being in Japan, we're wrestling every single night, sometimes five times a week. Your body's getting sore. I was a 19-year-old kid, and I didn't know if this is the right thing for me. Am I doing the right thing? I'm in a different country. Miss my parents. I was, you know, we were young, but it was that one. It was this one story. My dad. I told my dad later on, and that's how we knew we were supposed to be in wrestling. But we were, I believe it was Kurikan Hall, and we're on the roof. We like to get on the roof sometimes just to get away from the crowds and get away from the people. And we were just up there talking, getting our minds together, and yeah, I got on Ross's shoulders and we carved our name into this brick wall. Like we got high up so nobody could wipe it off or clean it off. So that's why we got on each other's shoulders and wrote Marshall Ross Von Erich. And then I think we drew like a little eagle with a rock that we found. Just carved it in there. Forgot about it. Walked on the other side of the building, and then we're talking about something else, and we looked up and we saw David and Kevin. In a little
this really faded like symbol. It looked like a shape, you know, kind of like a D, and we got up there to get a better closer look at it, and it was Kev, Dave. I think it said 82 or something.
Yeah, year, but I mean, it just filled us with like goosebumps. We're just like, okay, this is. And it was at the time when I was telling, I was like, man, maybe we should just do this tour and then go like try to play football, find something else, because we just didn't feel like we were very good, and we didn't want to embarrass our name, embarrass our family, you know, because we were
we're real critical on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we want to, you know, we know what my family did, and we don't want to just do wrestling. You know, we want to, you know,
pour our hearts into it.
Exactly.
And these people that I don't want people to look up to me if I'm not completely committed and loving it. And so when I saw that, it made me feel that, okay, I'm not in control. There's a reason why we're here. And so all we can do is our best. And we saw that as a commitment and confirmation that, okay, this is a door that God opened. We didn't open this door. We went to go do other things, and it slammed in our face. So this is it for us.
Yeah.
Is it hard to live up to balance the life of being a third generation of Von Erich and forging your own path? There has to be stressors to that balance.
Yeah, perspective is really key, because yes, you know, like we know what my dad and uncles did. You know, they made such an impact. You know, and to be as, you know, cocky to say, oh, we're gonna go and do that exact same thing. You know, that like what pressure that would be to put on yourself. Yeah. You know, so we just have to make sure our mindsets are right. You know, we can sleep good at night knowing we did our best every night. So our mantra is just give it your all, pour your guts out every night. You know, if we do that, then we feel like we're doing our best. You know, we're making our family proud. We're making our uncles and my grandfather proud.
There's definitely that pressure is real. It's definitely real, but it's just, like you said, my brother said, a perspective. And I'm not meaning to like sound preachy or anything, but this is a personal question for us, and this is the reason we don't go crazy and scared or whatever. Is we are Christian, and so we kind of, we're not like religious people though. I mean, we read the Bible, and we both have personal relationships. I've seen God do things in my life. I was going through depression. I was going through all this stuff, and feeling pressure from wrestling and all these things. And I found out that I didn't make anything to make wrestling happen. It was the one thing in my life that everything that I did slammed in my face. I tried to be a football player. He tried to own a magnet business. We tried to sell insurance. Everything slammed in our face except for wrestling. That's the one door that always stayed open. And so it was the one door that I didn't try to keep open either. Because honestly, I didn't love it at first. I thought I was embarrassing myself. And so knowing that this door is open by him, what made it almost took the pressure off in a way. Like, okay, if I'm obviously supposed to be here. And when we looked at wrestling more so than just trying to get famous and over, and we started looking at it as like, man, all these fans that are here, they all got stories, and they all have they all have a reason of being here. And a lot of them, a lot of these guys, they lost their moms, lost their dads. They have a rough story. Yeah. They're coming to a wrestling show to let go, to some relief. And your boss fired, your boss is yelling at you, whatever. You can go and pretend the heel's your boss, or whatever, it's a load off. And it was when we went to when we went to Israel, believe it or not, we're wrestling in Israel for my dad's retirement match, and I just saw every kind of person, Arab, Muslims, Jews, and they were all booing together, cheering together, had their arms around each other. It was just, I was just like, man, over freaking wrestling, these people are bonding over wrestling, and it was just, it changed my perspective, because I was very not religious before that. I'm not a religious person at all. I'm not like a repent, you're going to hell at all.
Right.
It's God's goodness that found me, and that brought me to where I'm at now. And it's I don't know anything. I feel like God would use us because we're the least, not because we're greater than anybody else.
Yeah. God must be a wrestling fan, I think.
He definitely is. Me and my dad talk about that all the time. That's what my dad said. That's what we think we're going to do in heaven. We're going to be wrestling. We're going to be main eventing shows.
There's going to be, that's going to be great up there. But, oh man. Yeah. You talked about Japan and how Japan beat the fundamentals into you. I liked the way you guys said that. They beat it. And I picture it as you guys are like these really rough edged rocks that were put in a river. The river is Japan, and it smoothed you out. It's beat it out of you. It made you who you guys are now. But you even said it yourself. I think it was you, Marshall, said you weren't sure this is what you were going to do. You were going to do the tour in Japan for Noah, and then pack it in, and then that wasn't going to be it. So Court Bauer is basically where I'm trying to get to here in MLW. What does Court mean to you guys?
Oh my gosh. So it was crazy. So Japan was the first time when we're like, okay, maybe we should hang the boots up, in Ross's words, not mine. Yeah. Mine would be get a pedicure and say I'm done. But oh boy, no, but we started doing Texas shows. We worked for World Class Revolution. The promoter's name is Jerry Bostic, and when we owe that guy a lot. He was flying us out every week from Hawaii to do these Texas shows, and really helping us, believed in us, and it was crazy that he was in our lives at that time. And it was just, we were doing it became an expensive hobby. We were both just like in just weird positions. If it's like, are we doing the right thing with wrestling, or it came in like, do we stay on the indie circuit, or do we? Because we didn't want to go to WWE. That's one thing we knew for sure.
Yeah, that was the only certain thing in our career. We never ever wanted to go to WWE.
Still to right now.
How come?
It really has no interest. It was weird. So we got offered to go. We got offered to go to a tryout. That's really all it was. I think it was Jim Ross put in a word or something. I don't know how it happened, but they emailed us. We're both just like, okay, man, here, this is supposed to be it. This is what every guy's dream is. And it was about 2 weeks before we gave them our answer. We're sitting at the gym working out, and both just like looked at each other, and it was weird.
It just wasn't sitting right.
It wasn't sitting right for me or him. And I was having like bad dreams about going. Like I felt like it wouldn't. And we went to a Hall of Fame, I believe it was in 2009. I went to a Hall of Fame, and I was watching all the wrestlers talk to everybody, and I was just watching like, these are the guys that made it. And I don't know, it's just like, I was like, man, this is it. I feel like there's so much more to wrestling than just being like a famous over guy. And then once you sign with them, you're a number in they have a huge roster. I mean, they're what they're doing is awesome. They're employing a lot of guys, but I would just be a number. And we didn't feel like we were at the place where we wanted. If I ever did want to go to a big company, I wanted to give them my best, my best qualities. I wanted to give them my best, and I didn't feel like I was at my best at that time. We both didn't. Felt like we had a lot of work to do, and to say, okay, here we're at our best. Here we are, WWE. We didn't feel like that, and also the schedule. From my dad's life, we got to see that we learned from him that family is extremely important, and family does go, and so we would be wrestling 350 nights out of the year, however many nights it is, moving to Florida, moving away from the family, getting away from everybody, and it didn't set right. And so after that decision, we didn't know if we made the right decision by not going, and so we stuck on the indie scene for a few years, and went to Israel a couple times, Israel, went to UK, went to Japan, back to Japan. And so we were comfortable with where we were at. And then we started working every week with World Class Revolution, and the shows were getting bigger. We did a wrestling show at the University of North Texas during a football game, and had like 5,000 or 6,000 people there. The shows were getting really good. And it was after that show we went and did I think one or two more shows, and we were both just you know is this the right thing?
Where is this all leading to? You know, we kind of got that started having that same feeling like
we need to have some insurance.
Like, where are we going from here? You know, and then
like long-term insurance.
Yeah, and it was about that time that we heard from MLW. You know, we had always known about MLW. Man, what a different product.
Yeah,
that's so.
We're just fans of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, we loved MLW from the start. Actually, before the restart, we really loved it. Like back in the day, even. Yeah. But when Court messaged us, we were sitting in our buddy's house in Texas, and I was like, man, the scary question that was in my conscience and his conscience, hey, do you think we should keep doing this, like wrestling? And that's we've always, if one was negative or if one was doubtful about it, the other one was positive. If I was negative, he was positive. It was weird. Yeah. We're never on the same page about it. This is the first time we're both not really feeling it. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like we're in it for maybe like the kids or the whatever reason, and I'm not in it for fans. I'm more in it because it's like the kids that get to come to the show, we can share. They try to turn it into like that, and it was weird. Court Bauer just emailed us out of nowhere, and we just looked at each other and it's like, okay, this is it, because we're just talking about quitting, and that was that door we're trying to shut, kick back open. And now we could not be happier. It feels like a revival for our wrestling careers, revival for us as wrestlers. We've never been this happy and had this much fun in wrestling before in our lives.
Yeah, it definitely shows, man. I preach MLW all the time when I'm on here. And it's just great stuff. We got the restart coming in, I think, October. You guys are the tag team champs. Who could be gunning for those titles? Anybody? Who would you like to be in the ring with?
That's the thing is now that we're champions. We were talking about this the other day. A true champion should be ready for anything, and also and so we know we're not going to be wrestling just competitive wrestlers. There's going to be guys like the Filthy Squad that are going to come with their crazy antics and try to cheat. But a true champion, we don't want to sit there after a loss and sit there and make excuses. A true champion really is prepared in all circumstances. We're training ourselves for men that cheat right now. We're trying to train ourselves in every situation that we can, and so that was so we can make no excuses. And so we're trying to be ready for anything. And that's really it. But I mean, Filthy Squad, those guys, they're not chumps for sure. Tom Lawler was a UFC fighter. He's a great athlete. King Mo, great athlete, knocks people out all the time. Dominic Greeny, also, it's a great grappler, great fighter. And Rip, on the other hand, that's Rip. Rip Von Erich. He's a fake guy. He's a rip off. But other than him, Eric Stevens, a great athlete. But all the guys, Brian Pillman, every guy at MLW, Myron Reed, Jordan Oliver, MLW is just stacked with talent. Harry Smith. I mean, the list goes on. Everybody that's in MLW is there for a reason. And
and we heard they're bringing in new guys and stuff. So, our mentality is just, expect the unexpected. Who knows, what's going to happen. I know they're bringing guys in. They want to see us defend these belts, and so we're just going to be ready for anything, whatever they throw at us.
Yeah, I think Court Bauer, like an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. I don't think that guy sleeps, first of all. He's always
dude,
I agree with you. I'm not sure if he does.
He's the modern day Paul Heyman. He's like the before our shows, before our matches and stuff, he'll give us like pep talks, and it just like, I don't know, it pumps you up so much. It's exactly what you need to hear before a show. That locker room before a show starts, it's like a football locker room. Guys are just like yelling, pumped, can't wait to get out there and entertain. It's like the closest thing I can imagine to like gladiators. So that's what it really does feel.
It's like that Any Given Sunday locker room speech, that kind of vibe.
And every guy in there would run through a brick wall for Court, because all of his men, they love him, and they'll do anything for him. And he's a great boss to have. He really is. And he's nonstop. He's always wanting MLW to grow more and more and more. We found out about the Zone. That was like so sick. We already watched the Zone all the time.
Yeah, we were just saying that about all the moves they're making. You guys can be found everywhere. What did we say? The Zone, Fubu, was it Fubu Sports?
Fubu.
And Being Sport.
Yeah, Being Sports. So,
Being Sports too.
Yeah.
We're everywhere now. I mean, and there's probably more that we're doing.
Yeah, and he's probably got some stuff in the works. He's probably got several things in the works right now.
Yeah.
He just
so
announced
you
he
never
signed
know.
someone too, but we'll have to find out who that is tomorrow, I suppose.
I know. I wish he told us too. Like we're finding out with you guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't tell us anything, by the way. We're just like everyone else.
Well, boys, I look forward to the return, MLW, the restart, I guess is what they're calling it. Seeing you guys back in the ring, defending those tag titles as fighting champions. But I have to ask, does either one of you have aspirations to go the singles route or chase a singles title?
We've done, like, in the beginning of our
Yeah.
career in Japan, we've done singles matches and stuff, and like
Let's be honest.
hearts
Let's be honest. I'm like a crazy ex-girlfriend. If he starts going singles match on me,
he's gonna get jealous.
I'm gonna get jealous. This is how it works. We got it's a bromance going on. No, we tried singles stuff. We both love it. We love singles matches, but just tag has been our passion and love our whole lives. Like, we used to love the Hardy Brothers so much. We got to we met them a couple times at some TNA shows and other shows that we've done, but they were like, we loved them. Like, just the fact that they were brothers, we thought that was so awesome.
Yeah.
They're brothers and they're doing it, and we were kids at the time, jumping on the bed watching WWE. Like, that could be us one day. And when they turned on each other, that was just like it was like depressing. I remember I didn't want to go to school the next day. We were so bummed out, and then we made an oath to each other that day. I remember we spit on each other's hands and shook hands. And like, hey, once we're wrestlers, we're never ever breaking.
Yeah, one day when we're big time wrestlers, we're champions, we're not going to turn on each other, and we remember that day.
I remember that day
ever since now. Yeah.
Like, we're babies or whatever, 7 and 12 or however, whatever the age difference is. But it was pretty hard. It was hard to see that. But single wrestling, it's a lot of fun. We get to see what the other one really like brings to the table and stuff. And I enjoy watching my brother's singles matches. And you better enjoy mine.
No, likewise, for sure.
I enjoy watching them, but it's for me, I like to be in the ring with them probably the same way, because you never know what's going to happen. It sucks seeing like 3 guys jump on your brother when you're in the back. There's nothing you can do about it. It really does it doesn't sit well.
Like when I was having that title match and then Tom decided to hit me with a chair.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have a guy in my corner too, That's what I'm saying.
That was really frustrating.
Well,
I cried during that match.
right? Yeah.
Really? Oh man. Thanks,
I almost did, to be honest.
You don't tell people that. You don't tell people that.
Okay, that's right.
That's the stuff
True.
we keep.
Okay,
It's okay. We'll just edit it out.
Yeah,
That's
we'll edit
okay.
that.
Perfect.
I cried too. For editing this stuff out, I cried too.
We're being honest.
Anyways, Ross and Marshall, you guys are so great to give us this time. The big time difference. You just finished mowing your lawn. Sometime I'll give your wife some tips, or have my wife come on and.
I appreciate it, man. I was just about to go tell my wife, "Hey, hop on the mower. I'm done for the day.
Yeah, right.
Done for life."
Yeah. But I greatly appreciate it. But what I do at the end of every one of our segments here is I'm going to give you guys the mic. You guys can put over anything you want. You can let us know, bury anyone you want, say anything you want. I will not interrupt.
Okay. Well, the Von Erich brothers, we're so happy to be here. Go follow us at Marshall Von Erich on Twitter and at Ross Von Erich on Twitter. And that's really it. We're super happy that we're doing what we love as wrestlers.
Filthy Squad's going down, that's for sure.
Yeah, Tom's going down.
All of them.
And what I wanted to put over was my cannonball. When I'm in the corner and I do this, I want everybody to scream cannonball at the same time. There's been some miscommunication.
That's like his dream, and he's never gotten it right, but he's working on it. And
one day I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna say cannonball, and the whole crowd's gonna say it at the same time. That day's coming. But like this is how I need to tell people first.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Start small.
Yes, definitely.
We'll get there. We'll get there
for sure.
But thank you, bro. Thank you so much for having us.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, by the way, killer beard. I like your beard.
Do you think so?
See mine in this lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, man, you're putting us both to shame.
This is my quarantine beard. This is what happens when you have 3 daughters and you're stuck at home since March.
No, I was there. I was there. I shaved it yesterday, and after you shave your beard, you go through like a day of shame.
Yeah.
I just feel like not really. I don't want to look at anybody. I'm so happy I'm wearing a mask. The mask has been like a good thing.
Yes.
I can cover my shame.
There you go. Don't shave the shame.
Oh boy. It's a good soundbite.
There you go. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Have yourself a wonderful night. Run the rest of your evening, and we'll be in touch soon, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank
Awesome.
you guys
Yeah, thanks for
us.
having us. Take
Thank
care.
you so much.
Later.
I need your-
Full screen. Where's my bar button? Oh, there we go. Awesome.
Wow.
That was a lot of fun.
This guy's called the Standing Streamer. I got the balls to say things that nobody else has the balls to say. The champ is here!